What's going on, everyone? Hope you're having a great Sunday. So today I want to talk a little bit about the first Tundra I ever owned. Now, I was able to find one picture and one picture only. I've actually found this picture a bunch of times, but then continued to lose it, so I figured now would be the time to show you guys what my first Tundra was. Now, quick backstory before we get to the Tundra. Before my first Tundra, I owned a 2002 Toyota Tacoma Pre-Runner, so it was two-wheel drive and four-cylinder. It was actually a TRD. I loved that truck. That was my first Toyota, but the two-wheel drive was killing me. It was so bad in the snow. It was even bad in the rain a little bit, especially, in the summer where you have that light rain and it brings up, all the oil up in the road. The thing would slide all over the place. So it was definitely time going into the next winter that I wanted to get myself something with four-wheel drive. And when I saw the redesigned Tundra, I knew I had to have it. I didn't know much about it. I just knew that from the original Tundra I was looking at, which was an 05, to this 07, which was my first Tundra in 07, I really, really wanted it. I loved the way it was now actually full size and was competing with the big boys. So let's take a look at the picture and I'll go over some of the stats about the truck. Okay, folks, here it is. 2007 Toyota Tundra SR5, 4.7 liter double cab, four-wheel drive. It is in the silver sky metallic color, but let me tell you, this thing is base everything. Column shifter, bench seats. This is pretty much the base model Tundra. There was no SR back then, so this SR5 didn't have the upgrade package with the bucket seats and the center console shifter, none of that. Like I said, column shifter, bench seats up front. Now, if you're new to Tundra, you may be saying, I thought the Tundra's secondary engine was a 4.6. You would be correct. From 2007 to 2009, the Tundra had a 4.7 as a secondary engine. It also had a 4.0 V6 also to complement the 5.7. So 4.7 liter engine was from 07 to 09, and 2010 and up, the secondary engine was a 4.6, all right? So as you can see, like I said, this is a very base model truck, but here is what I did to it in its life. We upgraded the tires and wheels on it. So what I got was the BFG Rugged Trails and the TRD wheels. It's pretty much the setup that comes with it if you get the TRD off-road package. I built this truck strictly on eBay back then. I was able to find ones that somebody bought a TRD Tundra and pulled these off right away to go with a bigger wheel and tire package, and I absolutely loved the TRD wheels back then. So that's what we added to it as far as wheels and tires. We also did a Weston bull bar. I actually did it in chrome. Now, I know I'm Mr. No Chrome, but back then I thought the chrome accented nicely with the silver, so I went with the Weston bull bar. I also went with side steps that they were just no-name side steps I found on eBay, but they did the job. They were nice. They matched the Weston bull bar very nicely, actually. Also went with some in-channel vent visors on all four of the windows and a K&N filter. And that is pretty much all I did to that truck, 100%. That was it. I had this truck for, I want to say, about 2 years before we upgraded to the next one. Now, going from first the Dodge Neon, that was my first car, to a Tacoma, to a Tundra was interesting. There was a little bit of growing pains. Driving a Tundra to me was pretty scary at first as far as parking it in certain places like that. Definitely learned the hard way, especially one story I'm about to tell you. I was in my friend's backyard. He has a pretty massive backyard. They had a bunch of cars, his parents, him, and they had one of those like semi-permanent tent garages that he kept one of his really nice Audis in, and I was parked next to it, and I couldn't figure out how to back out correctly. Ended up denting the side of the bed pretty bad. You couldn't really see it unless you were in certain light, but it ended up crunching up the side pretty good there. And like I said, I learned the hard way. Obviously, since then, we've had 4 other Tundras. I also drove a 26-foot Freightliner for work for a few years. So now the Tundra just feels like a compact car to me. I'm not uncomfortable behind the wheel at all or anything. But with this 4.7 2007 Tundra, yeah, we learned a little bit, especially the hard way with the side of that bed. But yeah, that's it. That was my first Tundra, and for some reason, this is the only picture I have of it. Now, back in the day, there was a thing on TundraHeadquarters.com called Tundra Network, and I had a bunch of pictures up there of this 07 and then the follow-up to this, which was the 09. It was pretty much a Facebook-style page for Tundra owners, and it was a lot of fun, but has since gone away, and I lost a ton of pictures between that and Sandy destroying my computer. Back in 2012 over in Seaside. So every once in a while I come across pictures of my old trucks, and when I do, we will do this, but a lot of people have been asking what my first Tundra was like, so there you have it. Very base model, but it started what we have today, Tundra Dude 34. So let me know what you think. Let's hear about your first Tundra or your first Toyota. Twitter and Instagram at Tundra Dude 34, Tundra Dude 34 at gmail.com. Guys, have a great Sunday.